Hey guys, so congrats to me. Now I'm not bragging or anything, but I have reached 40 mark on scary movies. I'm not kidding. I have freaking watched 40 horror movies. And I told you about some of the ones I've watched. Well, here's the continuation of what I've seen, and I might go into more detail about what happens in these horror movies. I mean, I'm sure all of you, I don't know who likes scary movies or not. I mean, I do. It's really a good mix here at my school. Like, you either love them. Sorry, I have hat hair. It is so freaking cold here. So I had a hat on, so now I have hat hair. Oh well. Whatever. I also am very tired, but I'm drinking Monster. Go Monsters. I love this stuff. It's so good. Anyways, so one of the first ones I want to talk about is called The Visit. Dear God, this movie horrified me. It made me not want to have grandparents ever again. Well, I don't have anymore. All of mine have died. So I'm not really worried, but it's basically about these two kids that get sent to their grandparents' house, but it winds up it's not actually their grandparents, and one of the grandma has like some sort of like disease where like she acts weird during the day, but she acts even weirder at night, and it's really freaky and creepy. And like I said at the very end, it turns out they're not really their grandparents, and they find their real grandparents dead in the basement. I'm like, well, that's horrifying. So yeah, I just think the fact that she was just acting weird just freaked me out. And if I was in that situation, I would have already killed them, you know. Well, they both wind up killing their grandparents, like the fake ones. They both wind up escaping, and everything's okay, but it's still horrifying. The second movie I'm going to talk about is Saw 3. Yes, I've watched the first two. The third one I think is by far my favorite because it actually has a point. Like, the other two are just kind of like, what's the point? They're just like killing people, you know? Like, what's the point? The third one, they finally get to the point. It's all about forgiveness and learning to forgive people. And the girl that turns out to be like the next mastermind behind Saw, turns out she can't learn to forgive, so she dies. And then one of the guys they kidnapped, he winds up getting killed as well because he didn't learn to forgive. And the guy that was like the first mastermind behind everything, he dies in the end too. But just because he was really sick, and the guy winds up killing him. Next movie I watched, The Babadook. Okay, this movie was slightly creepy, but not as bad as I thought it was going to be. You know how trailers like blow things out of proportion? Well, I've seen the trailer, and the trailer scared me more than the actual movie. And I was like, yeah, it's not that bad. And it ends really weirdly, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, for one thing, why would you keep a freaking monster in your house? And second of all, why would you keep freaking feeding it? Like, fuck. Yeah, I didn't really get that movie. Next movie, Blair Witch Project. I'm gonna have to say I did not like this movie. I watched the original one, not the newer one. I watched the original when I watched it, and it sucked. Let's just say it's more of a psychological horror, and like it's more scary to people because they can't see what's going on and they can't see the Blair Witch and everything. And I think that's not scary. Like, I haven't seen the newer one. The newer one may be better. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to plan on watching it, but I might. Next movie, Rosemary's Baby. I'm going to have to say I didn't like this one either. I actually didn't finish watching it. I watched like 30 minutes of it and I was like, screw this, I'm watching something else. It's not intense. It's not going to like reach out and grab you in like the first 20 minutes, of the movie or whatever. Except some girl next door like commits suicide. And that's about it. And like I think it's one of those movies where you have to wait till like the very end or like the last 30 minutes for it to actually make sense. So I was like, I'm not gonna wait for like through a 2-hour long movie just to get that their neighbors are like some sadistic baby killer or something, or they sacrifice her baby or something. I don't know. Leave in the comments if you like Rosemary's Baby. If you do, I'm not judging you. I mean, it probably is a good movie if I had the patience to watch it, but I really didn't, so. Screw that movie. It Follows. Oh my gosh. I was trying to explain this to my roommate, and she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, this girl had sex with 3 guys. Yeah, basically what happens is this girl goes on a date with a guy, and they have sex. Then he knocks her out after they have sex. And he ties her up, and she sees, like, this person. It's a naked girl. And he's, like, trying to explain to her that she has this disease that is sexually transmitted. And he got it from someone else. And so now he's giving it to her, and he's like, your best bet is to give it to somebody else. So, second guy she has sex with, it was kind of an experiment, and he doesn't really believe her, so she has sex with him, and she's in a fucking hospital. I'm like, you're in a fucking hospital, with like a broken arm, and like everything else, and she's having sex with this guy, and I was like, dear Lord Almighty, what the heck? But anyways, I mean, I understand. But so she has sex with that guy, and he dies. He winds up getting killed, by it. They don't really know what it is, so they just call it it. But it comes in different forms of people, and it could be like your loved one or something. And so what actually happens when the monster gets you is the monster, or it, has sex with you and it kills you. Like, what the heck? What is with sex? But, the second guy that she had sex with, the guy she gave the disease to or whatever, that makes the monster follow you, his mom actually was fucking him. I was like, oh my gosh, that makes it incest. Good Lord. We are not Game of Thrones here. We are not Game of Thrones. I love Game of Thrones, but that show has too much sex in it. But anyways, I'm sorry. I'm going on about sex. I'm sorry. But that makes no sense. And then the third guy she had sex with was like her best friend. And I was like, you have got to be kidding me. That poor guy. And literally the movie ends with them walking hand in hand with the thing behind them. Like a few blocks behind them. And then it ends. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Why the heck did I watch that? But yeah, anyways. Next movie I watched was 31. Obviously, I'm not watching these all in one day. I would be dead if I tried that. But anyways, 31. That was made in 2016, and so it was a pretty good movie, but like it literally made no sense. It's basically like the guy from Halloween is in it. Oh my word. In Halloween, like the white-haired guy that like writes the book and everything. He's in that movie. It was great. I was like, oh my gosh, that's why he's so familiar. He's in Halloween. But yeah, the guy from Halloween. He's in it. And basically what happens is like these circus performers get kidnapped and stuck in like this maze thing. It's not really a maze, but it's like a building kind of, and they're locked inside, and they have to like fight off these like creepy people. There's like a midget that like looks like Hitler, and there's like 2 fucking clowns with chainsaws, and one by one they kill them, and there's like a father-daughter trio thing. I don't know. Duo. I meant duo, not trio. Gosh, I'm tired. More monster. Yeah. And so it ends with the girl. Okay, so like they send in like the last person to kill everyone, and they've never had like a winner before, and so like you have to survive like 12 hours inside the building. Well, the last like hour they let you go outside, and so there was only one person left at that point, and she escaped outside. And so the guy was like just about to kill her when they're like, time's up, we have a winner. It was so awesome. I was like, yes, she won. And then I was like, yes, bitch, you won. And then the very end, she's like wandering along the road trying to find her way back home. And the guy that was supposed to kill her like comes up in his truck and gets out and like pulls a knife out of his pocket. And she like turns around and he's like standing there with a knife, grinning wickedly, and then it ends. I'm like, oh no. Okay, I have to go through the rest of them really fast. But Let the Right One In. Oh my gosh, such a cute movie. It's so adorable. So it's a Scandinavian horror, so the whole movie is in Scandinavian or whatever the language is. And so it has English subtitles, so you should find it with English subtitles. Should be able to. I did, so it's really good. It's super cute. I loved it. I mean, it's basically this Scandinavian boy gets bullied. He falls in love with notification. He falls in love with a vampire girl. And then at the very end, he almost dies. And the vampire girl comes and saves his life. And they go off together into the wild blue yonder. And I'm like, oh, they're so cute. Scream was the next movie I watched. I love that movie. Oh my gosh. I didn't think I was going to like it that much. And I was like, I can see why Shane likes this. Yeah, that's Shane Dawson's favorite movie, if you didn't know. It's kind of obvious, because he's got a scream pillow, like, on his couch. And he has a scream mask in his fucking haunted bathroom. I'm like, dear God. Why? It's not enough you have a haunted room, you have to have a haunted bathroom, too. Good Lord, honey child. The next movie I watched was The Cabin in the Woods. It was not what I thought it was going to be. It's a really interesting horror movie. Just watch it. It's kind of hard to explain, so just watch it. Next movie I watched was Jaws, and I told my dad I watched Jaws, and he's like, I went and saw that when I was a little kid. When it first came out, I was like, oh my gosh, you be old. Yeah, my dad's 53. Yeah. Yeah, I love my dad. 28 Days Later. Cillian Murphy is the only reason why I even started to watch that movie. No, I'm just kidding. It's on my list. But, I didn't know he was going to be in it, so I, started freaking out, 5 minutes in. I was like, it's Cillian Murphy! Oh! I love Cillian Murphy. If you don't know who that is, he's in the Batman movies, and he plays Scarecrow. Sorry. Running out of time here. Next movie I watched was The Witch. Not what I expected. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, not what I expected. I think the newer one's better. Sorry. I've only seen part of the newer one. And I'm now, right now, watching Hush, which is really good so far. So, y'all have a great day, and remember, God loves you, and it doesn't matter who won the presidency. Though I'm going to have to say I voted for Trump. Go Trump. Peace out, y'all.